Hi everyone, good evening. Can you all hear me? Please confirm if my voice is clear and audible. Thanks for the confirmation. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes and let's get started. Okay, thank you all for joining this live session. It's Sunday evening, so thank you for sparing your time. Thank you for your sparing your time on weekend. Let's get started. Now, we are going to have a small demo about the full stack Power BI developer with Power Platform. Now, this is a course which is a part of 4 divisions. We'll be learning Power BI as a main component. We'll be learning Azure, especially we'll be concentrating on Azure Data Factory, and we'll be learning the other Power tools, which is Power Automate and Power Apps. Now, as a component, we will be like learning a SQL language as well. So totally 4 plus 1, we'll be going to learn 5 topics in this course. Now, this is one of the hottest skill currently in the market where people are being recruited for these skills. Now, let's see what is this each tool is about. First of all, focus on why it is required to learn. It could be for multiple reasons across the business, but let's concentrate on each and every tool. Now, the agenda of this session will be I'll be giving you the overview of all the subtools that is required for this course. Now, towards the end, I'll also tell you who is the right person who can learn this skill and what is a job opportunity and how we are going to conduct this session and how the classes is going to be. Everything we will discuss in the end. As in then, we'll start with the visualization analogy. Now, let's talk about a simple visual. I would say simple table. In this table, imagine this is like an Amazon or a Flipkart, whichever you feel, you can consider that. Now, in this, what you are trying to see here is we have month, and for this month, we have sales and revenue that is getting generated. Now, the sales and revenue, I would say, is the sales is the number of products that is getting sold, and the amount of revenue that is getting generated will be the revenue column. Now, just focus on this table. I'll ask you 4 simple questions. Which month is generating the highest sales? Which month is generating the lowest sales? Which month is generating the highest profit? Which month is generating the lowest profit? Well, the question seems to be very easy. But what you are doing here, we are actually going here, reading the data one by one, reading the value one by one, and then you are focusing on one single number. So this is the highest among the sales. And the lowest you need to come, no, not 900, not 900. Yeah, it's here it is. Now this is the lowest one. Similarly, if I talk about the revenue, in order to figure out the maximum revenue, it's a bit confusing because all the numbers are very much near, and this is the highest one, and the lowest one 180. No, not 180, it's 150. Now, don't you think that don't you think that we have a problem in figuring out this? Yes, definitely yes. Why? I'm doing a manual work. I'm doing a manual work. I'm going and checking the number by number and I'm figuring it out. Well, you will not believe I took nearly 30 to 40 seconds to answer these four questions. Does it really require that much time? What if you convert this into a visual format? Well, this visual format, if you see here, by seeing this visual itself, I can figure it out where is the peak. This is coming in the February, this is coming in the March, and this is coming in the December. Now, I took only 5 seconds to answer this question. Well, apart from this, I can also tell you one thing, that when I asked you about the four questions, you're concentrating only on the numbers, which is the highest, which is the lowest, which is the highest, which is the lowest. That's what you did. But here, not only I answered the question, I also came up with some trend stating that year end the sales is high, year end the sales is low, in the mid of the year the sales is moderate. I can even find some patterns here. In the first visual, which was just like a simple table, I was doing manual check which was taking around 30-40 seconds to answer the four questions. Well, in the second visual, I am actually trying to answer in just 5 seconds, and not only that, I am able to find some patterns. Now, don't you think that the second one is seems to be good? Don't you think that this is what the clients also expect? Why you want to go read data by data? Don't you think that this can actually be a advantage for us? Now, your life without visualization is very hectic because every time you need to go and do some manual work, manual calculation, figuring it out what is happening data by data. You have a lot of things to do in your business, but you're spending a lot of time only on this analysis part. If you keep on doing everything step by step, monitoring data one by one, who will think about business? Who will concentrate about business? Who will think about new ideas, new strategies, new suggestions? Who will do that? Always, most of the time, if you keep on spending on data, then what is the purpose of running a business? Well, there is always a problem if you go and understand data by data, because we are into the data driven world where data is getting generated in a very high manner, right? Now, let's see the same image. Let's say we will do with a visualization. Well, with visualization, if you observe carefully, the complete data which you have seen in the previous screen, now it has been converted into visuals. Now it is converted into visuals. Now, also you need to understand every data, now it's been converted into visual. This will make your work easy, my work easy, my client's works easy, in order to come up with a better analysis. And to our advantage, this reports can be visualized, can be seen in your mobile, smartphones, it could be of any versions, any OS, and you can also see in the web. So complete data we will be converting into reports. Why it is required? Well, the business is moving in a very high manner where they need to convert your raw data into insights for better decision making. For that, you need the data to be visualized. Okay, now this is the first point. Now, why this is important? I could have simply ignored, right? Well, I would say is every data point is a assert. You can generate money from with this data. Never ever, never ever think that a single data point, nothing is going to happen. No, every data point is very important, because in a business, when you want to run a business, you have to generate revenue. Every company, your company, my company, every company across this world, they have only one motive. That motive is to generate revenue. In order to generate revenue, you need to target the right customers at the right time, right? For that, what you need? You need to have the data. Let's say I'll give an example. We have to call our subscribers, we have to call our students for letting us know what is happening, what is the trend, where the technologies are moving. So we want to convey that information. Well, I am calling a person. I'm always calling him at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And every time I call him, he will not pick the call. I've called 10 times and he has not picked the call 10 times. And the same person I've called up at 6 o'clock in the evening and he have picked the call. Now, what is your idea on this? Well, it is expected that 1 o'clock he was in his work, office work, so he has no time to pick. But when I call in the evening 6 o'clock, he is picking. Now, what is all this? As simple as data. You have already gathered the data. What is the right time to call him? You are calling him. Now, this what exactly I've done? It's a simple common sense I've used. I've called it one time, maybe he has not picked. I'm calling it other time. But at the back end, who is driving all this? Who is driving to make this decision? It's all about data. Well, if you want to sell an iPhone, you will not target a 15-year or 16-year school student. No, you will not target 50 plus retired person. No, you will always target a person who is in the 30 to 40. As simple as that. Let's say you want to go and buy a insurance plan, right? Pension plan. Do you think if 16-year-old guy is interested in insurance? No. People who are 40 plus will be interested in pension plans. What is this? Targeting the right people at the right time. Well, for all this, what is the fuel? The fuel is data. The data has to be there, and that's how the data is very important in decision making. You cannot ignore data. Data is an asset. Now, you're talking about all this. Now, how do you build this report? Well, I'm not sure if you are seeing this. The complete report you can build without any coding. Now, we are seeing the industry for decades. 40 years back, if you want to develop a single login application, you should have written 10,000 lines of code 40 years back. And 30 years back, this become 5,000 lines of code. For in order to perform an operation, you have to write minimum of 5,000 lines of code. 20 years back, it came down to 1,000 lines. 10 years back, it came to 500 lines. And now you can achieve this login application without writing any code. That is how the trend has changed. Well, of course, now even now there are some code is required. Well, I would say like 10 lines, 15 lines of code is required. 10 lines, 15 lines of code is required. But the future is there is going to be no coding. Believe me, this is going to happen. Whenever you're coming out of the college, if you have completed any degree and you're moving out of the college, right? You just go and ask anyone who's experienced, who's working in an organization, who is working in industry. You just ask him, boss, can you tell me like how to survive in IT, like how to get into IT? You know, one thing, the first thing they would say is, you need to learn coding. This is a myth, and this is like an injection that has been injected to your brain that you can survive in IT only if you know coding. Well, I can tell you one thing. I'm working in a very, very good company, which is a product based company. And even I don't know a single line of code. Don't think I will not survive. There are a lot of things you can do it without even writing a single line of code. And that's what we are going to do. The complete report we are going to build without writing a single line of code. Well, there could be small calculations that you need to do, but I don't even consider that as a coding. Well, that's how your tools is going to help you. The trend is in future, you can achieve anything without coding, right? Now, this is a tool which we are going to learn. Now, we'll talk about, before talking Power BI, let's talk about BI first. Now, what is this BI? Business intelligence. Well, you are getting the data from different data sources. I'll take a live example now. We have reached out to people through LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter. Now we are getting the subscribers from all the 5 data sources. Now, do you think I can keep it separately? No. All are my students. All are my candidates. All are my subscribers. So I have to pick everyone into one system. That is where your data gathering takes place. Your data gathering, data pulling, data injection, all this comes into one place. Now, there are some people's information would have maintained in a different format. Maybe the date of joining or the date of birth could be in a different format. Now, I need to properly organize. That's the step number 2, data cleaning. And do you think I can expose this to all of them? Definitely not. There are a lot of competitors in the system. So I cannot go and leak all my information. So I have to make some data governance. Third step. Fourth step. Do you think I can show this to my CEO or CFO in terms of an Excel sheet? Not acceptable. You have to report it. That is where your tool comes into picture. Well, all in all, doing everything at one place is called business intelligence. Data gathering, data pulling, data cleaning, report building, data security, everything doing at one place is called business intelligence. Now it started ask you're started like getting into the subject. Now you may be wondering, well, I'm talking about Power BI. Is this a Power BI is the only tool which can do this? Well, we are talking about BI. Now we'll move to what is this Power BI. Power BI is a business intelligence tool which we can clean the data, analyze the data, visualize the data, and in fact, I can do all in one. Now, this tool, I would say that it's a complete package of BI tool which can do everything for us. Now, you may be wondering, okay, we talked about BI. Now, you're also talking about Power BI. You may be wondering, is this the only tool in the market which can help us to do this? You may be wondering, is this the only tool in the market which can help us to do this? To answer your question, there are 30 plus other tools also in the market which can do the same thing. What is the same thing? Well, you can still pull the data, clean the data, analyze the data, publish the report to the end users. You can do everything. You can do everything. But the question is, okay, there are 30 tools. Why are you teaching only Power BI? Why are you not teaching other tools? If that is your doubt, that why I am going to teach you only Power BI, why not the other tools? Well, I have a very strong reason that to prove you that Power BI is the best. Well, I'll say one thing. Assume that you want to purchase a smartphone. You have Samsung, Vivo, Redmi, or maybe iPhone. There are many brands. Why are you choosing only iPhone? Of course, the brand, right? Similarly, if you want to choose one tool, you should know the importance of other tools as well. Now, I am going to prove you why Power BI is the best. Why not the other tools? In order to tell that, the first reason I would say is there is a company called Gartner. Now, what exactly this company does is the only work of Gartner companies comparison. They'll always compare Vivo phone with Samsung phone. They always compare Samsung with Redmi phone. Their only work is comparison. Similarly, they always compare in technical subjects as well. For example, they compare Java with Python. They'll compare R with Python. That's what they do. And here also, no brainer. They've also compared between the BI tools. There are 30 tools currently in the market. And these 30 tools, they have displayed in a 4 quadrants. Now let me tell you how you can read this. Imagine, imagine this is a race. Imagine this is a race. This is a start. This is a finish. Okay, imagine this is a race. Now all the 30 plus tools are running for a race. Now what is happening if you observe it? Let me break it into halfway mark. 50% of race, I'll call it as halfway mark. Now what is your understanding? 30 tools, 28 tools have not even crossed 50% of the race. Now there is only 2 tools which are running for the finish line. Can I ignore all the 28 tools because it is not even in the frame? Who is going to touch that first position? It's going to be either Tableau or Power BI. Of course, I would say that Power BI is the leading from the front. Well, this has not happened only in this year. It has happened from the last 4 years. From the last 4 years, Power BI is on top. And I can give you in a written document, even for the next 3-4 years, this is going to be the fact. Power BI is going to be the best BI tool. Now you may ask me how confident I am. Well, I've been into Microsoft working into tools. Microsoft is always coming up with a new updates. They are known for the brand. So definitely they'll be coming up with some moreover enhancements, and that is always leading in the market. Till last year, Tableau was a separate tool. Now this year, they have migrated with one of the other company called Salesforce. Even after migrating, they still hold the second position. So that means as of this slide, I would say that Microsoft is leading in the front. Now, let me talk about the other reason, history. You know what? Power BI was launched in 2015 and now we are in 2022. I can say that Power BI is 7 years old. How often you see a new technology? You have been working in our industry. There are so many tools. How often you see that a new tool into the market which is just 7 years old? You know what is a trend happening? Lot of companies are moving towards Power BI, but there is no enough talents. There are no talents. There are less people who knows Power BI. You go and ask any Java developer what is Power BI, he doesn't know anything. You go and ask a UI developer what is Power BI, he doesn't know anything. You go and ask a testing person what is Power BI, he will not know it. But if anyone is working towards a data technologies, like they are working in Informatica or ETL tool, data scientist, data engineering, they will know it because they would have heard it. but there are a lot of people who doesn't even know Power BI. In fact, even in this group also, so many of them doesn't even know what is Power BI. Well, that's where this technology is in demand. That's where this technology is in demand. Now, taking one step further, even today, the data we are storing in Microsoft Excel, and for sending an emails, we are using Microsoft Outlook. We are communicating to our meetings, chats, everything with the Microsoft Teams. Well, forget about all that. For the presentation which you can see on the screen, even this is Microsoft's PowerPoint presentation. There are so many tools available in the Google online. There's so many tools which I can create a templates like this. And why I'm still using Microsoft's PowerPoint presentation? Why I'm using Microsoft Excel? Why I'm still using Microsoft's Outlook? Why I'm using Microsoft's Teams? Well, the only one answer for all this: brand. Do you think there is a competitor for Google? No. Do you think there is a competitor for Facebook? No. Do you think there is a competitor for Microsoft? The answer is no. Because all these companies are known for their brand. No one can even touch the brand. That is how Microsoft's product is Power BI. I was talking about Power BI. Now, this is the second reason I'm telling you no other tool can match the brand. Power BI is Microsoft's brand. Well, there are lakhs of companies who are using Power BI, but I have picked my favorite companies. These are the companies which are completely using Power BI for reports. There are lakhs of companies who are using Power BI. Lot of opportunities in Power BI. As I said, 7-year-old tool. There are no much talents who can work on this. Now that's the second reason. The first reason was a Gartner reason, and the second reason was a very new tool. Now just see the report. This report is coming from one of the either Amazon or a Flipkart. The entire report I have converted into a report and dashboard. And you know what? Whatever you're seeing on the screen is been implemented without even writing a single line of code. Can you believe this? Yes, you have to believe the report is built without even writing a single line of code. And try to believe the other thing as well. In the exactly 1 month, in the exactly 30 days, you all will be doing this report single-handedly without anyone's help. This is my promise. The way we trained you right from scratch, telling you that why each chart is required, what is the fonts you have to consider, how the data gets filtered, what is the right type of charts, everything will be taught from scratch. Well, in the next 30 days from the day we start the session, you will be able to do this single-handedly without anyone's help. This is my promise. Well, this is a sample report that you can build in the 30 days by using Power BI. Okay. Now, it's good. We get the data, we clean it, and we use Power BI for doing reporting. And in fact, when you're doing reporting, we do not write any coding. Well, everything is going good. Now, what's next? What's next? Imagine Power BI is like an app. Okay. It's an application, right? We are using that application for building the reports. Now, the next question is how long your how much data your Power BI can hold? Maybe now I can say enough to lead my business. Okay, I have a very good amount of data that I can use Power BI for my reporting. Well, as of now, it's good. What about future? What about future? What if in future you get huge data? See, even for the next 2 3 years, whatever data I get it, I can still do it in Power BI. After that, well, you can see the graph from 2010 to 2020. See the amount of data that has been increasing year by year. People who don't know what is a gigabyte, I've given you a left table. We all know what is this GB. Basically, like if someone is asking what is your smartphone, I'll tell 3 GB. If someone is asking what is your laptop size, maybe I would say 1 terabyte. After that, we have petabyte, we have exabyte, we have zettabyte. As of 2020, the data that is getting generated across the system is 40 gigabyte. People who are wondering what is this 40 gigabyte, for 1 gigabyte is 21 1 10 to the power of 21. So as of 2020, the data that is getting generated is, well, I don't have patience to write, it's 21 zeros. Can you believe this? And in fact, I did not consider before, I mean after COVID, right? Before COVID, it was 40 gigabyte. Well, after 2020, you know what happened really? First of all, the entire world is moving to a digital world. And now in this lockdown, even the work from home, school students are like attending the sessions online. You're doing all the payments online. Well, should I need to tell you what happened in the last 2 years? Do you think this 40 gigabyte would have become stable? Definitely not. In 2020, it would have easily become 80 gigabyte. If you don't trust me, you can go and see how much data is getting generated. 80 gigabyte. Now, this data, do you think it will again stop it? No. I'll tell you, you all choose a data analysis as your career now. Now, at one point of time, every technology will come down, right? Every technology will lose its fragments. Whatever you do it for the first time, yes, that's fine. But after that, slowly people are learning more. Every technology will drop its demand. I'll give you two reasons when this technology will drop. When people stop using smartphones, when people stop using internet, when people stop using advanced way of communication, this technology will go down. The other way the technology will go down is there are 7.5 billion people on this earth. 3.7 billion people are using internet. 2 billion people should be a data analyst. Only then the technology will go down. It could be a hypothetical situation, but both the reasons 1 and 2 is never going to happen. Do you think people will stop using smartphones? That's never going to happen. Well, I would say the technology which you have choose towards a data analysis is never ever going to fall down as long as people stop using internet and data. Well, come back to this. 80 gigabyte. Where will you store? Do you think you can store it in your Excel? How much data your Excel can hold? How much data your Excel can hold? 10 lakhs. How much data your database can hold? 5 GB. How much data you can server can hold? 10 terabytes. After that, do you go and tell people like, hey, stop using internet, yaar, because data is getting generated in a very huge manner? Will you go and tell? Well, I'll give a 1 minute pause. You just go to your smartphone. See the number of apps which you're using. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, Ola, Uber, Amazon, Flipkart, Netflix, Prime, Hotstar. I myself have named 10 apps. If you go and see in your smartphone, it will be minimum 20 applications. Do you think all these apps you can use it without subscription? Never. Then that means you need to have 20 accounts. Just imagine, just imagine one person, 20 apps, 20 accounts using approximately 1 to 2 GB of data every day. I'm talking about one person. 3.7 billion people are using internet today. Just do a mind calculation. One person, 20 apps. 3.7 billion people into 20 apps, into 20 accounts, into 1 GB on an average. Imagine how much data they're generating. Well, people are there to generate data. Listen to this. People are there to generate data. Question mark. Who is there to do analysis? That is where we are hiring you as data analyst. Try to understand this. People are there to generate data. Well, you are also one among them who is generating data on a daily basis by using all these applications, internet, all these apps. But who is there to do analysis? That is where we are hiring data analysts who can help us in analyzing the data. And why this data analysis is required? Well, if you want to improve your business, you have to understand the characteristics and patterns of data. For that, data analysis is important. Well, now the data is keep on increasing. Do you think everything you can overload into one tool? Power BI is capable of doing it. It is capable of handling huge data as well. But how long? Let's me talk about Indian cricket team. Since we are all into the 8th edition of T20 World Cup, well, who is the backbone of Indian batting? Virat Kohli. The number 3 batsman is known as a chase master who does all this chasing without any pressure. Now, do you think we are all dependent only on Virat Kohli? There was a phase, but now the Indian cricket team, the BCCI, has come up with some of the other talents. Just because Virat Kohli can do everything, do you mean that we can overload him? Do you think that he's a fittest person in the team? Do you think I can give him batting? I can give bowling. I can give uh, all rounder. Do you think I can do everything on him? No. He is a known for a specialist batsman. I will use only for that. Right? Maybe cricket players may be seeing this video, but just giving an example. Right? Now, similarly, Power BI is a tool which can do everything for you. Does it mean that you have to overload that? No. Right? No. Just a live example, okay? Live example. 15 minutes back, there was a person who came to my house saying that I have complained that my washing machine is not working properly. So I had requested a complaint. The person came. You know what reason he has give? So the capacity of the washing machine is this much only, and you have dumped lot of clothes on it, so the machine has damaged itself. Now there is a capacity for everything. You cannot burden on it. Well, Power BI is capable of handling this huge data, but do you want to overload it? That's the question. Well, in order to work for a smooth projects, I need not overload it. Well, to handle this 40 gigabyte, now I will be going with cloud computing. Now, what is this cloud? Cloud is known for storing huge data. Cloud is known for huge data. Now, we have four type of cloud services, starting with AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Platform. Why? Well, if you take anything, everything, there is a brand, right? You take a smartphone, there are 4 to 5 brands, right? You want to purchase some products, yes, of course you have Amazon or Flipkart. So there is always an option for you to decide. If you want to travel, again you have a competitors like Ola and Uber. Look, there is always a choices for you. Well, even for storing the data, we have cloud computing, which can help you to store the data. Now, of course, AWS is a topmost cloud service that many companies are using, but we will be learning the second largest cloud computing services, that is Microsoft Azure. Well, you ask me what is the reason? Well, no doubt about it. It is also a Microsoft product. Microsoft product linking with a Microsoft product is how you make your systems flexible. Even though it's a second largest cloud service after AWS, it is the most preferable one towards data technologies. Well, Amazon Web Services is still the best one for doing your web application, Android application, or I can say gaming application, enterprise application, but it cannot match the Microsoft Azure in terms of providing data related services. Now, why you need for cloud computing? Well, first most thing, I need not overload my Power BI. I can store all the data into the cloud, and it is also very cost effective. Okay. Now I'll give a simple example. Imagine I need to store 1 terabyte of data. Now where I can store, maybe I can store it in Excel, multiple Excel files. Okay. And in order to store this 1 terabyte, I need one laptop. And for this one laptop, I'm spending 1 lakh. Nowadays, the highly configured system comes with a costly. Now imagine this 1 terabyte now become 10 terabyte. Very simple. You have one laptop. Now you purchase 10 laptops, and 1 lakh now becomes 10 lakhs. So practically speaking, 10 terabyte, I have to spend 10 lakhs. Very easy calculation. Tomorrow I have to store 100 terabytes. I have to spend 100 lakhs. You can still go and do it. Do you think is a feasible solution? To store 10 terabyte of data, you have to spend 10 lakhs. Now what this cloud computing says, boss, you just give me 3 lakhs. I will take care of everything. You need not pay 10 lakhs for 10 laptops. I will take care of it. You need not do anything. Well, that's the cloud computing's features. Well, as I said, we are going to learn Azure. It's a second largest cloud computing, very efficient platform, and it can be accessible across the world. And I would say is this technology is ruling the world in terms of cloud. Now, okay, where we are currently, we know that business is requiring data to be visualized. That's where we have choose Power BI. There are other 30 tools, but we focused only on Power BI, and now reduce the burden of Power BI. So we have a cloud computing. There are 4 cloud computings, which I've chosen one, which is going to be Azure. Now what's next? Well, in terms of data cleaning, data storing, everything, I will directly not depend on Power BI. I will use Azure with that. So that is where we'll be learning Data Factory. Well, Data Factory now takes care of some burden of Power BI in for data transformations, data cleaning, data integration, data transformations, everything they will take care of it, and it's making my work easier. So directly I can connect now my data, that is my cleaned data from Azure to Power BI for reporting purpose. Now don't you think I've reduced my burden? Okay, perfect. Now, so far it's good. So far it's good. Now what's next? Well, everything is there now. But do you always prefer using your laptops and web browsers? Definitely not. You can use Facebook in your web. You can also use in your app. You can order your food in Swiggy even in your laptop with using a web browser, or you can also use it in your smartphone. You want to order anything in your Amazon, you can go and directly open your web in laptop, or you can go and open your Amazon app. Which is more flexible? For every small thing, do you think I can open my laptop, computer systems, internet? Well, the most preferable one is using your app. Using your app. With your app itself, you can go and integrate it all of your systems. Let's say you have some internet problem. You have raised a complaint to either a Airtel broadband or a Act broadband. The person comes to your house. Do you think he will always carry a laptop? He always operates with his own app. They will have the separate app. In that app, they'll see what is a complaint, who has responded, when it was raised, what was the actual problem, when it will resolve, what is ATA. All this information he will directly go and see in the mobile app. That is where now the trend is moving on. Forget about all your applications, web applications. Now everyone is jumping into mobile apps. That is where we are going to build a mobile apps, and that mobile apps we will be building by using Power Apps. Well, now you can still go and build apps by using Android Studio. Android Studio is a tool which you can go and build your apps, but it comes with lot of coding. Now what Microsoft has come up with is, Microsoft is actually come up with the concept of Power Apps, where you can start developing your applications in your mobile with just drag and drop, which is making your work even easier. Which is making your work even easier. Well, that's how. Well, that's how we can start building applications. Well, these applications can be installed in your tablet or phone, and even if it's an iPhone or a iOS phone, or even it could be an Android phone, you can still go and run your applications. You can handle your complete business from your app itself. You need not always carry your laptops or systems. You can always go and handle this by using Power Apps. Okay. Now, we can go and build multiple applications. Well, if you want to have a product information, if you want to have a help desk information, if you want to have a service desk information, all this can be handled, right? Well, this is about Power Apps. Now, what does this automate now? Well, do you think always you can go and do a manual work? I'll give a simple example, okay? I'm a team leader working for a company. It's my responsibility to always go and wish the my reportees who are birthdays. Do you think I will always go and search and wish manually? Do you think I'll have much time? Or let's say we are conducting this live sessions now. 6 o'clock Sunday evening, which was a live session scheduled. Now what we are doing now? We are going manually sending messages to everyone. We are going and sending notification in Twitter. We are posting the pictures in Instagram. We are also going and posting in the LinkedIn. Why this manual work? The moment I upload any video in YouTube, automatically that notification should go to all my subscribers through LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp. Well, always I need to automate something. How long you can do your manual work? You cannot always do a manual work, right? You have so many things to do in your life. You have to think about business. You have to improve your business. You have to generate revenue. Now, who is going and doing all this manual work? Your manual work is going to be replaced. And Don't worry, we have a tool which is Power Automate, which you can send automatic request. Well, you can send automatic reminders. You can actually go and do repetitive tasks, and it's all about automation. You can do wonders with this Power Automate. Everything, even a small message someone is sending, it will be automated. That's the power of Power Automate. Well, you have done all your steps. You have created the raw data, converted into a visuals. You have used Azure. You have refreshed the data. Well, that refreshed data, something has to be sent to your users. You are sending an email. Do you think that you will be able to go and send each and every email to everyone? Not possible. You will try to automate it. Now, as a last step, we are going to automate it. And as and then, we are going to connect the dots. We are learning SQL first, where you can pull the data from SQL Server database. Then you are going and doing reports in your Power BI. Well, Power BI, it is could be a desktop version or it could be a web version. You cannot always carry your laptops. So for an alternative, I'm going to build a mobile app for it. That's a Power App. And I'm going to automate certain process. It could be an email notification or a reminder or even wishing for the birthday of the users. Well, all this I can automate it. That's a Power Automate. Overall, all this I can push everything into the cloud. That's where Azure comes into picture. Now, all the 5 tools will be helpful for building an application. Well, I'll tell you one problem. Since Power BI is very easy, nowadays everyone has started learning Power BI. And as and then, when I've told you clearly, when people start learning more, the demand may go down. But what we are doing here, we are not only learning Power BI, we are learning the surrounding tools which can still help you to get a job. If there are 100 openings for Power BI, if there are 100 people who are for the competition, all 100 people will get job. But who will give high package? Who will be given more package? Obviously, one who knows more. Companies are preferring multi-skilled. There was a situation in IT where if you know only 5%, 10%, you can still get a job. But now, every year, there are lakhs of engineering students who are coming out of the college, and everyone wants to get into IT. So everyone is learning with multiple technologies. Now it's your responsibility also to know multiple skills. One technology will not fetch your job. You have to learn multiple tools. Well, we are the place where we learn everything. Right from SQL to Power Automate, all the intermediate tools we are learning at one place, and that place is our institute where you will be learning everything. If you see, even if you go for the most used the e-learning platforms, they don't have everything at one place. SQL, they will have a separate course. Power BI, they will have a separate course. Azure, they will have a separate course. Now, if you want to learn everything, you have to learn individually, then you have to club it, then you have to learn the integration. Well, none of the institutes are teaching you everything at one place. Very proud to say that we are the one and only institute in India where we teach everything at one place. You can go and verify all the institutes all over India. If they are teaching SQL, Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Azure, if everything is at one place, well, we'll give you all this course for free. If you can show this. Definitely, there is no other institutes than KSR Data Vision who is teaching all 5 technologies at one place. Now, why we are teaching? Well, you're all working with MNCs. We know what is a trend happening in the industry. We have done a complete thorough research on the technologies and we have come up with concepts. Well, we are not the people who are just training. We are the people as a first preference. We are working for organizations. We know what is the trend that is happening across the systems, and that's how we are trying to convey that to you, showing our experience here. Right? Now, coming to the last part of the session. Well, at the end of the day, everyone wants a job. So this is just handpicked from the job openings. We have a lot of openings for Power BI alone, but rather than Power BI, I'm also saying that if you can search with Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Azure, you have a lot of openings. Maybe the year end could be a bit of freeze, because year end usually the clients will go on leave, the HRs will go on leave. Maybe the recruitment could be stopped, but I can guarantee one thing: 2023 is again going to be the Power BI's turn. Lot of opportunities, lot of projects. Every client wants to move the data from your raw data into visual format. So Power BI is the most useful one. And as I said, we are connecting the dots by learning all the tools which will make this as a better one. Well, you may ask me question. I've just picked out some commonly asked questions. I've listed as a slides. After that, I'll answer each one of your question from the chat. Well, who is the right person to go for this course? Of course, you are already learning or you're already been of IT. You can use these tools for scaling up. Well, the most important point, you need not learn to be coding. You need not be from a coding background. You need not be from a coding background. If you are even from a mechanical engineer, BCom, BSc, whatever you have learned doesn't matter to become a data analyst, because what you really required is a passion towards learning, whereas your what is your past doesn't even matter. Even if you are like zero in coding, still you can go and learn this, and a very, very good opportunity for freshers. Whenever you're coming out of the college, people say just one thing: go and do some Java coursing, go and do some testing course. Well, all that has become a common now. People who are coming out of the college, if you are learning this tool, this will be a very, very advantageous tool. More than all this, I think I should have written first, but I've written here, this should come first. Career gap. We are all having some issues in your profession, like personal, or it could be a professional career. All of them would have some issues, and you would have taken a gap from your work. It could be because you're preparing for exams, it could be for your health issues, it could be for your family issues. Now, once you come out of that gap, how many of you thought that, okay, my life is done in career, I cannot go to work again? How many of you thought this? Well, I'll tell you one thing. This is a technology where you can re-enter into IT, where you can restart your career into IT. Well, why only this? Well, if you're learning any other technologies, people expect experience. People expect expectations. Suppose you're 5 years person and you're learning any tool and you're going into the company, they'll expect that 5 years experience in the projects. Then you may ask me, does it mean that there is no expectations here? Well, there is expectations here as well, but you can master this tool in just 3 months. This is the only tool where you can learn within 3 months. You can completely build the entire project within 3 months, because this is an app. Tomorrow, similar to your Facebook, similar to your WhatsApp, and even just I would say that a game like PUBG. Okay, game like PUBG. Let's say you have installed PUBG in your smartphone. Day one, do you think you can become an expert? No. Maybe 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you have to play it. Obviously, by 10th day, you will have some experience. From 20th day, maybe you will start winning it. 30th day, you'll find the consistency. Do you think anyone should teach you how to play? Never. It's an app. You can master it in one day, or you can master it in 1 month, or you can even master in 3 months. It all depends on your practice. This is not as a coding technology. It's an app. Whatever you do, it's within that app only. This is where you can scale up and learn this technology within 3 months. Now that's the advantage of learning this. Now, as and then people who want to switch from non-IT, like you're working from, I would say that you're working in BPO, call centers, sales team, marketing team. For you also, this is the right platform to switch to your IT part. As and then it always comes with no coding. Okay. Now, people may be like asking, there are many online courses available in Google. If I go and search, I'll get lot of materials. Google is where you can get lot of free platforms, everything. But you may ask me a question, why should I join only KSR Data Vision? Why not any other technology? I mean, why not any other institutes? Now, I'll tell you one thing. There could be thousands of documents, materials available in Google. But the only where you get stuck is you don't know where to start, where to complete, where to practice. You will not get that real-time experience. Well, as I said, KSR Data Vision is not an institute. It's like a startup. We work everything in a professional manner. We teach everything at one place. We start with SQL, then we go with Power BI, and then we learn Azure, and then we learn Power Apps. 100 hours of tech we learn here. 100 hours. 100 hours. This 100 hours will completely come as a package. You can get all this at one place. And not only that, as and then after 3 months, you have to go and work in a company. So we'll be teaching 3 real-time projects. We'll be helping in 3 different projects. Well, I keep saying this. In order to learn a subject in depth, if you want to learn the subject in depth, especially Power Apps, Power BI, and Power Automate, the most important part is you need to have an organization account. You cannot use your Gmail. You cannot use your Outlook. We have to have an organization account. Suppose, let's say you start working in a company. The company will give you the organization account. sunil@tcs.com, hcl.com. So these are all organization accounts. Now, this organization account is mandatory for learning these technologies. Well, you need not worry about it. We are going to provide you each and every one your organization account from KSR, which can be used for your learning Power BI, implementing Power Apps, and Power Automate. Well, again, I would say very happy and proud to tell you that we are the only one institute in India to provide this account. No other institute will provide this account for every student. There could be a trainer who is like teaching and who is using account. The trainer will give his account to everyone. But here we are going to give the account for each and every one, where I'll be the manager, you will be the employees who are working under me. All the communication, scheduling meetings, talking with me, everything should be a professional way, where what you do in a real time, that is how same thing you'll do. Well, you may learn tool, But how you will you get that experience of working in an organization? That will come only with experience. So that is where this is a platform. You can talk with me as a manager, you can schedule meetings, you can talk in teams. All your communication will happen like an organization here. It's not like only like a channel where you will teach it. This is going to be a completely an interactive sessions. All your sessions are going to be interactive, where you can start shooting your questions. We will be sharing all your real-time experiences. Whatever we are doing in our organization, the same thing we are trying to involve and teach you here. The most importantly, we are known for these things. We will be giving you lot of suggestions, preparing resumes, one-to-one mentorship, interview guidance. Well, before even jumping on to your interview, we will be taking mock interviews. We are not going to leave you as long as you get the job. We are going to provide one-to-one support. And I'll tell you one thing. Maybe it looks odd for you, but I would say we provide 100% job. You may not believe this, but this 100% job, I'll also tell you, it comes with terms and conditions. What is the terms and conditions? If you're attending our classes daily without missing it, if you are attending all our classes without missing it, if you are doing all our assignments, if you are always working with us actively, all the assignments, homeworks, scenario based, if you're all doing this with me on daily basis, if you don't get job on 100th day, then you can come and ask why we did not provide 100% job. This 100% job is, I can tell you right away, those are listening in the class, attending the sessions and doing the homeworks. And then if you don't get job, then it's a question. You know what? Some people come, first 5 days they will attend, last 5 days they'll come, they'll attend, they'll not do any assignments and they'll ask, where is my job? Well, I cannot guarantee you this. If you are part of all this, definitely you will get into the all this. If you are following, definitely you'll get into job. Okay, now after completing, you will become an expert in SQL. That's where we give you a strong foundation. We'll be building your reports, we'll be building up Power Apps, and we'll also get into cloud, and you'll be okay, ready to step into IT. Okay, and as and then I said, we cover MySQL, Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Azure. 5 tools. If you learn these 5 tools, you need not worry for next 7 to 8 years. Next to 7 to 8 years, I can guarantee you that you can still survive in these technologies. And we have our own app. You can go and review the feedback, and you can go and visit our channel. We have our own app, KSR Data Vision. You can go through our app, install it. We will not be able to attend our courses if you are not attending from app. As I said, we work as like an organization, so everything has to be data security, data breach, everything will be there. So we have our own platform, just like Hotstar, Prime, Netflix. They have their own platform, their own videos. We have our own platform where you can go and install and get this installed. You can go and visit our Google reviews. You can visit our students comments. You will get to know about us. As and then I said, we have our own app. Please log into our website datavision.com. Please visit our app. Now you need to log in. You can create a login. You can sign up. You can sign up all your name, email address and password, and you can sign up. It's a free account. And once you go here, you will be seeing all the courses. All these courses we have. We do train on Snowflake. We do teach on SQL, AWS, and we also give you MSBI, where you can get this course for free. If you are taking this as a package, you can even get MSBI for free. There are some R courses, DevOps. There are so many courses we deal with. You can get it, and you can just add to your cart, and you will be able to get this. We also have quizzes which will check your knowledge. Now what you need to do is, now this is a session. You need to get this course. Okay. What we are going to provide you is, we are going to provide you first 5 free classes as a free class. You can join and then decide if this course is suitable for you. There is a new batch that is going to start on October 20th. The time will be 8 a.m. to 9:15 or 9:30 a.m. The classes will be from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be for doubts, assignments, questions, everything. And the fees will be 27K. This is for 5 tools: SQL, Power BI, Power Automate, Power Apps, Azure. Apart from that, resume, mock interviews, account, that we provide you an account for your uh, organization account. For all this, we will be charging 27K. Any other question? Okay, let me start answering all your questions from chat. So, Anas Ahmad, I have signed for the demo class. Yes, you have signed for demo class. Now in the same course, you'll be added with course number 1, I mean session number 1, session number 2, and you can go and get your details. We have many courses as been shown here. You can go and get all the courses. And recently we have started our training to corporate as well. We have started giving training to some of the organizations where we have trained a lot of students. Any questions? Yes, you can go and buy through EMI, where you have to pay the complete amount and you can get converted into as a 32-year-old. See, it doesn't matter whether you're 32, 42, 52. Company is requiring skills here, not the age. Salary for freshers will start from 5 to 6 lakhs package. MSBI is free for this, yes. Well, if your communication is not good, please attend our classes. You will definitely learn communication as well. The way we teach, everything will be in English only. You can start learning English in 3 months. It's not a big deal. All the classes will be live session Monday to Friday. In case if you miss 1 or 2 days, doesn't matter. You will also get the recording. You can still go and attend the recordings. I would request, if you can take as a package, you will learn end to end. Only going for a part only, like I learn Power Apps from here, I learn Power BI from different, it may it may not match the quality, because the way we teach will be in terms of a real time experience, live scenarios of projects. So I would strongly recommend you to go as a complete package. If still you want, you can always reach out to our team. You can easily get 5 to 6 lakhs package as a fresher. Once you get registered, you will be added to the WhatsApp group. You will be taken into a Teams account where you will be talking with mentors, trainers on a live session. If you need any support, we will be also giving you one-to-one support. If you are coming from a commerce background, even if you're coming from a BCom background, even if you're coming from a BSc, doesn't matter where you come from, because the skills is important, not your background. As I said, we will be adding to the group, both in the Teams group, WhatsApp group, and also will be creating your group for your sending emails. You can always connect to your mentors anytime. We provide you 24/7 support. Yes, definitely. Even if you are 15 years experience in industry, you can switch it to this technology, because this technology requires experience, which you're going to gain here. Everything will be live session. You can still go and get it. Like, even if you are missing couple of classes, you can always go and get the recording. Any other questions? Well, one thing I would say is, we are like not like other institutes where we just live it and live it. We are going to be with you as long as you get your job. If you are getting job, that's our success. So definitely we will be striving to get 100% job, but it's not going to happen only with me. I need you to practice with me, attend the classes, and do the assignments. That will get you 100% job. With that, we'll close this demo. Thank you so much for sparing your Sunday evening with us. Hope this was benefited. You can always reach out to our team. New batch is going to start on October 20th. Please attend first 5 free classes first. Then you take a decision. You attend the classes, you then take a decision, you see the quality, the way we train, and then we will be adding to your groups where you can connect to your mentors. Definitely you'll be going as an experienced person. That's what I'm saying. This is not an institute, this is a startup company where I will be giving you the projects. You will all be working with me. Any other questions? Okay, if you don't have any other questions, we'll end the session. Thank you so much. As I said, please attend the first 5 free classes. Nothing is going to happen, just you need to spare 5 hours, 5 days, then you take a decision. Okay, if any other questions, please reach out to our team. Thank you so much.